Hello, comic community. Joe here with 360 Comics. I want to wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving who celebrate. I hope you're having a great time with your friends and family and loved ones, and hopefully lots and lots of food. Today, I'm going to be telling you about a French fry box full of comic books that I was given for free. Yes, you heard that right, a French fry box. Quick reminder before we get started, don't forget to enter our 1,000 subscriber giveaway right here on YouTube. You can win this book right here, 9.2 white pages from CGC, The Amazing Spider-Man 317. We got the fourth appearance of Venom and an amazing Todd McFarlane cover. Great stuff. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel, like and comment on this video for an entry, and also go back to our videos from October and November. Like and comment on those for additional entries, and you can keep doing that to all of our videos until we hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, probably sometime in mid-December. If you want to win this book, you can enter that today. Don't forget about it, and make sure you go follow us on Instagram as well. You might be scratching your head over the whole French fry box thing, and honestly, I kind of was at first too. The story behind this collection is I got tagged in a post on Facebook about a local guy, giving away some comics, just wanted to get rid of them. Looks like he had tried to sell them and didn't have any takers, so he was just giving them away. I guess he didn't want them anymore, wanted to make some room, and he said it was all just 90s stuff pretty much, nothing special. And he's the owner of a local hoagie shop, so he said, hey, come on over to the shop, pick up the comics for me there. I'll be there on Tuesday. So I went in, and he handed me a box that was used to ship frozen French fries. So fortunately, it wasn't like greasy or anything. I guess they were probably bagged inside, but it said like frozen French fries on the outside of the box. I thought it was pretty funny. Never been handed a French fry box full of comics before, but here they were. Nothing was bagged or boarded. I think there were a couple bags, but they were gross. So I replaced all the bags and boards. And there were some cool books in there, including one rare book that I'll show you at the end. Let's get into what was in the box. First up is a book that has recently been on the hot list, and you'll love to find those in collections. We've got Silver Surfer Volume 3, the volume from the 90s, number 53. This is the first appearance of Aldan, who is a Kree officer, maybe, I think, a general. This is a very minor character, only appeared in a few issues in this run, and there, is not a lot more to it than that, except when the MCU comes into play. It seems that there's rumors that one of the actors who was cast for the new Marvel movie, originally speculated to be Rogue, is now being speculated for a gender-swapped version of Aldan. We'll see what happens with that. I'm not going all in on this book or anything, but there is some speculation. It's been on the hot list. People are looking for this book because it seems like maybe this minor character might play a bigger role in the MCU. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Later this year, middle of next year, 2022, we'll be seeing the Marvels in theater, so I assume there'll be some more information before then. This next book was also in the post on Instagram about this collection, and we've got Iron Man 283. This was one of the first appearances of the War Machine armor. Now, a lot of people think that this is Rhodey in the War Machine armor, but it's not. It's actually Tony Stark. He was the first one to wear the armor, and with War Machine up on the top, covering the Iron Man logo. A lot of people get confused about this. The armor appeared first in 281, 2 issues prior to this, but it's kind of more of a cameo appearance. I'm not actually sure how much of the story it's in, but 282 is the book that holds the most value because it's a beautiful full cover appearance of the War Machine armor, Tony Stark inside of it, and it also has this graffiti cover-up of the Iron Man logo with the words War Machine. Now, this is the third appearance of the War Machine armor, not nearly as hot as the first two, but still a great book to have, and people like to pick up this run all together to have a little part of the storyline. And it's a great cover at that, featuring the War Machine armor. This next one, it's kind of silly, but when you think about it, it makes sense. When, people always say this, you hear this on YouTube all the time from comic book YouTubers, and that's when people can't afford the first appearance, second appearance, things like that, they'll go for the first book of the solo run. And that's what we've got here. We've got Wonder Man #1. Wonder Man's first appearance is an early Avengers book. It's very expensive, especially compared to this, $3 to $5, Wonder Man #1 from the 90s. Now, you got to be careful with this book because, as you can see on the cover, it says free poster inside. A lot of times you will find it with that poster removed. You don't want that. You want the book to be complete, so keep an eye out for that. I've heard little bits of speculation on Wonder Man. I'm thinking probably not. I don't think we'll see him in the MCU, but you never know. And with such a low price point for this book, I don't think it's a bad idea to have a copy or two laying around. And it's got a pretty cool cover, and if you can find it with the poster, you're all set. Next one, a minor key. Actually, a couple of these are very minor, so I'm going to go through them very quickly. We've got Guardians of the Galaxy #15, first appearance of Protege. That's about it. I have nothing to say about this. I'm not a huge Guardians fan, nor do I even really know this character, but pretty cool cover at that with Protege on the front. This next one I pulled out totally for the cover. We've got Toxic Avenger #3, and it is a photo cover. And I hope you guys can see it. I'm going to hold it up a little bit closer because it is absolutely ridiculous. We've got Toxic Avenger holding a baby, and just kind of absurd. Yeah, I think people actually kind of grab this book for the cover itself. But, Toxic Avenger, we've got a movie. I think it's a movie. Maybe it's a show that's in the works. Apparently Kevin Bacon is going to be in it. We'll see what goes on with that. We've got Funeral for a Friend now. Not a very popular run, but people do like to pick up this cover because it's an homage to Action Comics #1. This one's Action Comics 685. And this is the second printing. You can tell for this whole run of DC, they put a Roman numeral 2. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll try to hold this a little closer. There's a Roman numeral 2 right there, and that signifies this is the second print. And there were third prints of a lot of these books as well, so look out for that Roman numeral 3. Next up, another minor one, Captain America 390. This is the first appearance of Superia. Nothing special. Nice little $3 key, first appearance. And this next one, this is personally great for me because I love this character. We got Felix the Cat #1. Obviously, this wasn't the first appearance of Felix the Cat. That is an older book. I'm actually not even sure when Felix first premiered in comics, but I'd be curious to look that up. So this was a reboot of Felix the Cat in the 90s, and I actually really liked Felix as a kid, and actually had a sticker on my bass guitar of Felix the Cat. So definitely a cool character. Don't hear as much about Felix nowadays, so maybe there's some room for a little bit of growth on this book. Should there ever be like a reboot movie or television show or things like that, they're always taking older properties and turning it into something new. This next group is a couple books actually, because they're all part of the same little mini series. And it's actually a pretty good miniseries. I read it. We've got Lethal Foes of Spider-Man. I always get the two confused because there's two different miniseries from around this time. Lethal Foes of Spider-Man, and there's also Deadly Foes of Spider-Man. This only had one of those books, or one of those series. We got Lethal Foes, and I really like the cover art on these books. I think they're pretty cool. Depicting a lot of Spider-Man's more popular villains. Love this cover with the villains inside of the eyes of Spider-Man. Great shot there. And definitely some classic 90s storylines and a little cool tie-in with such a popular character. Like I said, good little 4-issue miniseries, but nothing really special there either. Next, we're on to X-Men, and this is where some of the better books came in. We got 317. This is the first appearance of Blink. Not huge, but I always pick up this book, if it's in a dollar bin or something like that. Really wouldn't pay much more than that unless it was a really nice shaped one. But, it's an X-Men key nonetheless. We've also got 318. I think this one's probably a little bit better. This is the first appearance of the team appearance of Generation X. And, it's, again, nothing super special. But, again, if it's in a dollar bin, I'm going to be picking it up. Next, going away from the Uncanny X-Men to the X-Men, just regular X-Men 90s run, we've got number 36. This is the first appearance of Cinch. It's got a cool foil cover and is part of the same storyline as the previous two books. Nothing super special there, but then we've got this one that you might have seen in the beginning, X-Men 11. This was the last Jim Lee on this X-Men run. So he only did the first 11 books. Everyone always calls it, the Jim Lee X-Men run, but he only did the first 11 books. Granted, they're all great covers. They introduce Omega Red, who's a great character, Maverick as well, and just awesome covers all around, from the variant covers of number 1, the most sold comic of all time, all the way until this 11. This is my favorite of those covers for sure. And I really like this X-Men team. And you got to look out for this book because this one sells for like, $15 or $20, depending on condition. You can get a lower grade one for, 8 to 10. But there is a version that has a silver background, and it's not on Key Collector. I'm not sure why. I think it's the second print. I believe that's why, it has a silver background, but it is significantly more expensive than this book. So always watch out for that. Either way, great one, but not as great as this last book here. This one I have never found in the wild. I have never seen it before anywhere, actually. Not in a store or at a convention or anything like that. We got Uncanny X-Men 303, and you might be saying, that's just a small key. It's the death of Magic. She dies from I forget what it's called, the legacy virus. It's like a virus that affects mutants. You're right. It wouldn't be a big book, except this is not the standard edition. The regular printing has a white background. This was a special variant that you could only get if you bought an X-Men board game from the company Pressman. So that a lot of people call this the Pressman edition. You had to buy the board game. It came with a coupon. You had to send the coupon in, and they would send you this book. So it's pretty rare because not only did you have to buy the board game, you also had to go through the effort of sending away the coupon and getting the book back. And a lot of people that did that probably weren't super into comics, maybe didn't treat this comic very well. So I've heard, like I said, I've never seen one in person, but I've heard that there's a lot of lower grade copies out there. Whereas this book, the regular version is like a $3 to $5 book. You can find it anywhere. This one has been selling on eBay for like 30, 40, even higher grade ones for more than that. This one's pretty high grade. There is a spine tick, but it's not too bad. Maybe in the 9.4, 9.6 area. I'm going to look it over again. I might end up getting this one graded because, again, it is a rare book, and it's pretty hard to find in a high grade. So always look out for this one, this brown cover background. It stands out a lot compared to the white cover, and you want to look out for that. Also, one way to tell is it's got this... It's got a blank space right here. Instead of having a barcode or the direct edition, that's there just as a blank filler. So always look out for this book. I'm stoked to have it because, like I said, I've never even seen it before other than like online on eBay and stuff. And I'm going to be keeping this one for sure because I'm a huge X-Men fan, big X-Men collector. I'm trying to get the whole run from 1 to 544, which is a massive undertaking. I'm not trying to get necessarily all the variants because, some of them get kind of cheesy. and I don't really care about them. But I'm talking like this kind of a variant, or like the second printings of the books from the early 90s. Those I'm trying to pick up as part of that complete run. So I'll definitely be holding on to this one for a long time. Anyway, like I said, this box was free. It wasn't extravagant. We're not looking at like a few $100s worth of comics here by any means, but it was definitely worth my time to drive down the street to the hoagie shop, pick up this French fry box full of comics, bring it home, sort it, and bag it up. You know, a couple things like this I'll be keeping, probably the Felix the Cat book as well, and maybe some of the spec books, but the rest of it will be available in future claim sales, and I'm going to probably donate. There were a ton of filler issues and stuff like that, so those will probably, I'll just give them away, as good reader copies of 90s books. Not very not very sought after or anything like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving if you're watching this on Thanksgiving. If you're watching this after Thanksgiving, which probably most of you will, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving and, a nice little relaxing holiday weekend. I'm probably going to do some comic hunting this weekend. I've got tomorrow off for Black Friday. No work, and Saturday I think there's some things going on as far as a estate sale, so I might look into that. Like I said, guys, I hope you have a great holiday, and until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.